keeps telling you I'm in Apple Valley. But anyway, so thank you guys for being here. If you guys are part of my regular Perry Peeps, Facebook fans, I know my I know Periscope is shut down, but I said Perry Peeps for so many years that that it's still here. It's still among me. So hopefully you guys can see me because this countdown thing was driving me nuts. Hey, Joanne, I need some training. Somebody's got to help me on. I had the countdown thing and it wouldn't let me back in. I got issues, girl. Anyway, so you guys hit the share button. Make sure people know that we are here. I know we're a few minutes late, but we are here and ready to rock and roll and drop some rocking good value. I know. So Joanne's laughing at me, and I love it because she's actually laughing with me. Girlfriend and I get each other. We understand each other. Live is live, and that's what happens. Moreno Valley, whoop, whoop. Hey, girl, share. Welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for being here. I do have this little tickle in my throat. Do you guys see me live? Does anybody see me live on Facebook? Because Facebook I don't know. It's got the other broadcast. Oh, it is showing now. So we're going to talk about when big business pushes its way into politics. Purple Paisley Planner, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for being here. Tell everyone to go over to Haps TV so they can throw cool words. Yes, everybody come on over here. Hold on. Come on over to Haps, guys. Haps.tv/invite/at Vicki Fitch, VICKIFITCH. Come on over to Haps. Plus, you can see the chat that's going on with everybody. It's so good to see you guys here. And thank you. Joanne just gave me a high five award. So they give you free coins here. You can purchase some too, but they give you coins every day just for logging in and checking in to reward broadcasters and people that you like. So come on over. Thank you so much for the high five. I appreciate you, Purple Paisley. And Anne Shy Blues is watching me on Periscope. So I am glad to hear that too. I'm sorry for this little tickle thing. I was getting so frantic here trying to get that countdown timer to go off, and it kept just replaying over and over. And I wouldn't put my face back on. I tried the settings things we did the other day. Anyway, I know it is the operator. Totally get that. It's not Haps, it's me. But if you guys would do me the honor of hitting the share button, and if you guys are not following me already, please hit the the subscribe button, hit the bell to make sure it goes on. Happy Monday. Welcome, Ed. So glad to see you here. A super hard word from my girl, Joanne. If you guys are not following Joanne, fam, you need to. She has been she's a thought leader. She's a leader in the live streaming space, making sure that people are taken care of and encourages them and nurtures them and brings them along in the fold. All right, so let's talk about when big business pushes its way into politics. Put a 1. I love you too, girl. Put a 1 in the chat box if you guys know what I'm talking about. But big business is kind of weaseling their way into politics and making decisions that are honestly kind of got me a little perplexed, right? What in the world is going on when we are no longer, like, okay, we'll just name some names, right? Let's just drop the bomb there. Okay, so what is Delta doing saying that they are, they're angry at Georgia, right? Why is the Major League Baseball removing themselves from Georgia because of the voting laws? Okay, first of all, just so we're all clear, and I want to make sure you guys understand this because every time I listen to mainstream media, what they're saying is a load of crap on top of a load of crap. Have you read the bill? It's very long and it's very, I can understand why you wouldn't. But the fact is that there are people like Ben Shapiro out there who's actually a lawyer as well as a commentator that kind of breaks things down for you. And this is really important stuff. But just forget for a minute what the stuff is. Since when, and if you think it's been going on a long time, why is it okay for people to start pushing their way into politics? Big business, whether it's, literally, Major League Baseball, MLB, is trying to push their own agenda. Well, if you're going to change the voting laws or if you're going to adjust those, then we're going to remove ourselves from here and we're not going to do our stuff here in Atlanta. And it's like, wait a minute. So now we're trying to push the buttons, and these aren't people. The fact is that our government is supposed to be run by the people, right? We are electing officials and electing people that are supposed to be putting our will out there and voting for what we want and putting legislation out there that the people want. And then it's the people who, the majority of those people that are voting for the legislators, and then the legislators are supposed to in turn take that vote on and carry it forward. So if the legislators in Georgia are doing what the people want, then the big business has nothing to do with it. And if the legislators aren't doing what the people want, big business still has nothing to do with it. It's the people that need to do it. So, all right, I know I'm getting a little animated here. Put it two in the chat box if you understand what I'm saying. Not whether you agree or not, because you don't have to agree with me. But a two, if you understand what I'm saying. If I'm being coherent, I'm actually articulating myself well to say that big business has no business in this political arena. That's for the people. It's not the same thing as if we're going to boycott a store because they're doing things that don't represent our values as people. Then that's our choice to boycott that and make sure that we are not spending our dollars with people that we believe are going to use them for things or are going to disrespect our values. But the companies themselves, Delta Airlines, Coca-Cola, I mean, are you kidding me with the Coca-Cola thing? I mean, I just got to say, people, really quick, I'm going to read your comments in 1 second, but I got to say one thing, that I'm not much into the cancel culture, but I got to tell you, cancel Coke comes up. This is twice it's come up on my radar. One was this whole, if you guys saw, put a 3 in the chat box if you actually saw the stuff that was coming through in the Coca-Cola training. I know their excuse was, well, it's up on LinkedIn, and it was, but it was be less white. Think about that for a minute. Be less white. Now, whether you like white people or don't, well, if you don't like white people as a rule, right? If you don't like white people as a rule, then that gives way to possible that you have a prejudice there, and perhaps that you might be racist, right? Truthfully, there might be a white person, a black person, an Asian person, a person that you don't like. There might be a few people you don't like. Maybe it's a group, maybe it's an organization, and those people all have the same general belief system, and you're not fond of them, but you're not a racist, right? But Coke is saying be less white in their training. I mean, they didn't deny it. It was part of the slides. The slides were going all around. If you haven't seen it yet, you can look that up, be less white, and you'll see. But literally, I was stunned. And now for them to, I mean, that's wrong. And that for us as consumers to boycott a company that tells people to be less white, that sounds like they are practicing in their own supremacy, but it's a non-white supremacy. There with no race, no culture should be supreme. No one should be over other people. We are all people. We're part of the race, the human race, right? We are all the same. We can look different. Like, I'm 6 foot tall, a 6 foot tall redhead, right? I'm going to look different than my girl Joanne, who's a little bit shorter than I am, and she's an Asian, adorable girl. And then I've been told saying Asian is horrible. I don't think so, because I think you use that, right, Joanne? Tell me, Asian is not. It's not a slur. It's a heritage, and why are we doing this, and why are we allowing big business to get into politics to say, basically try and put pressure on our legislature? They're not supposed to have anything to do with it. The people are. The people, us as the people, our value are supposed to be that's why we elect the people we do, and expect them to then legislate based on the values of the majority of the people in their district. And that's the way our system works. Sorry, let me go over here and read your comments before I go off into a tether. And again, if you guys are new to the broadcast, thank you for being here. Drop your name in the chat box so I can say, hey. If you're not over on the HAPS app, come over to haps.tv/invite @ that symbol, Vicki Fitch, BICKIFITCH. You can see what's going on here. You can get some free coins. You can high five it up and have some fun. All right, so let's see. We got some. Okay, we got some ones. People understanding it too. They want to be their own lobbyists for their own interests, right? Cher, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They're lobbying for what they want, putting pressure on our government officials to do what they want, not what we want. What what? Okay. So Delta, I'm done with you. I'm just saying, I'm done with you. When I watched their representative come online and telling us this is not acceptable to who? You are not in charge of the people. You can put your vote in, as if you live in Georgia, if you live in those districts, you can put your vote in. You don't get to put your corporate stamp of approval on it. That's not your place, right? And trying to put pressure on them, and then taking away, I mean, that's a big part of Atlanta, Georgia's business, right? Is finally, right? Opening day came, and this is a big deal for Major League Baseball to be playing there, and that's a tourism and sorry, I'm missing my words here, but the fact is that it brings a lot of revenue to the city and to the state. And they're going to withdraw it, basically saying you need to change those voting laws. And if you know what the voting laws are, they are not discriminating against anyone. Someone, first of all, let's just back up for a second and tell me, what major thing in our life can we do without needing our ID? Right? To get married, I need an ID. To drink, I need an ID. To apply for a license, like I'm a licensed manicurist, I have to have an ID. To get on a plane, I have to have an ID. So we have to, for every major thing in our lives, we have to have an ID. If I want a loan, I've got to get an ID. If I want a credit card, I have to have an ID. Everything we do, we're required as United States citizens to carry our IDs with us so people know who we are, so the police know who we are. Now we're going to try and call it racist to ask for an ID when we go vote. And just so we're really clear and again, I promise I'm going to get back to those comments. And if you haven't hit the share button, please hit the share button and feel free to drop in your comments below. You do not have to agree with me. We will have a conversation and we can always agree to disagree. But this is nuts. The legislation does not say that they cannot bring water. Like I hear Biden, I was so pissed off, honestly. I know, I'm sorry for saying that word, at Biden, because he is either really, he's got dementia so bad that he just believes what everybody tells him, or he's a complete and total liar, right? Because the legislation doesn't say anything about people not being able to bring water. It does say that you can't do it in a way that's trying to get people to vote for you. Like, for instance, let's make it like blank clear, like really clear. The Biden campaign cannot come up with Biden t-shirts on with Biden water bottles asking the voters if they'd like some water. You're not allowed to influence the people's decisions. It doesn't mean people aren't allowed to drink and we're trying to stop them from hydrating and somehow this is voter suppression. I mean, it's such outrageous nonsense that it makes me frustrated, because it's not even something to discuss, because it's lunacy. It's not even true. All right, I know. I'm going to breathe. All right, I'm going over here. Let's see. Oh, Sherry Siegel. Hey, girl, I haven't seen you for a while. Thank you for the high five award. I appreciate that. I see Joey's here and a couple more Facebook fans. If you guys don't have, you need to put your name in there just in case. Joey, I can see yours. It depends on what platform you're coming in or which group you're coming in from, if we can see you or not. That it's totally racist. Where she's talking about, it's totally racist what Coke was doing, saying be less white. Because I got to tell you, I never expect anyone to apologize for what color they are, what race, what nationality, what heritage. That is insane. I saw people the other day, and I don't know if you guys did, but I saw them kissing. There was 3 black men on a stage, and they were getting these white people to kiss their boots. I got to tell you something. Now, Jesus washed the disciples' feet, right? He didn't wash the disciples' feet because the disciples said, "Hey, you, wash my feet." It's not the same thing. There's nothing wrong with washing someone's feet. There's nothing wrong with being humble and serving other people. Having someone of any color, any race, anything tell you to kiss their boots, I'm going to tell you to kiss my butt, right? I am not going to kiss anyone's boots. It's nuts. But it's not about pride. It's about, it's not because I can't humble myself to do something like that. I don't have anything to apologize for. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not prejudiced. I don't have slaves. I don't think, it's this world has gone mad. And listen, I love Terrence K. Williams. If you don't know him, he's a comedian. He's a Black comedian. He wrote a book called From the Foster House to the White House. And I haven't read it yet. I'm looking forward to reading it. But he was saying the other day, white people, stop kissing Black people's boots. Stop it, right? So he's allowed to say it because he's Black. I'm sure I'm going to get, chastised for it, but I don't care. It has nothing to do with one race or the other. White people don't kiss white people's boots. No nationality nobody should be kissing anybody's boots because they're told, well, first of all, you shouldn't kiss them anyway. I can't imagine I don't know in any culture, maybe I'm wrong, where kissing someone's boots is a sign of, respect and not degradation of yourself. I don't know. Let's see. If I worked there, I'd be best, right? Chai Blues. To be less white is to be less oppressive. I know, give me a break. Exactly. It is racist. And we should not be putting up with racist propaganda from any company, from any culture. It's nonsense and it's ridiculous. You can't flip the tables and say, well, the black people were oppressed before, so now it's okay for them to oppress white people or Asian people or this people or that. It's nuts. And so we cannot allow, we have to step up, stand out and speak. We have to stop being silent, and we have to let people recognize that no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be your pawn to try and make it look like people are bad, like white people are bad or black people are bad or any kind of people are bad. It's not a generalization across a culture. We need to identify the people that are experiencing or not experiencing, that are participating in poor behavior. Those people need to be processed. Those people need to be prosecuted. Those people need to get in trouble. But those people still shouldn't be kissing anybody's boots, no matter if they're in trouble or not in trouble. I mean, this stuff is just completely nonsense. Let's see. Sorry, not sorry. I'm giving up my Diet Coke no matter what they do. I'm not. Wait, I am not giving up my Diet Coke no matter what they do. LOL. I don't know who wrote that, but I totally get it. I do, because I actually like to have a diet soda, 1, sometimes 2 a day. But I'm feeling a little convicted, because I think the only way that we can expect people to change is with our pocketbooks, right? And that's what we have. I can say to you, let's cancel Coke, and you may or may not, but that's not my goal. My goal is not to make you do it. My goal is to live out my own convictions. And if I'm going to do that, that means sometimes I'm inconvenienced, and sometimes I don't necessarily like what happens. Now, put a 4 in the chat box if you saw the post I did the other day about the girl, and I don't know what nationality she is, but she is the chess master. She's a chess master and a champion. She's going to lose 2 titles and a tremendous amount of money because she refuses to go to Saudi Arabia, where they treat her like a second-class citizen, where she has to wear, I thought she called it an abaya. I thought it was called a burqa, but again, see, I don't know those terms very well, but she's an abaya, I think is what it said in the article. And she doesn't want to do that. And she said, I'm going to lose 2 titles and more money than I make in lots of smaller tournaments, because, basically it's her integrity is worth more than that she's saying, no, I'm not going to do that. Basically, I'm not going to kiss your boots. I don't believe that women should be second-class citizens. Now, you don't have to agree with her perspective or not, but hopefully you can respect her perspective. Like, perhaps you're part of that culture and you think that it is a sign of humbleness, not being humiliated, but a sign of you being humble, like what I talked about in the Lord washing the disciples' feet. He chose to do that. And if you choose to wear that garment, and that's part of your expression of love and consideration for your people and for the people you're around, then that's a value set for you. But if you believed it was wrong and degrading for you to do it because you make a lot of money, would probably be against your value set. Am I making sense? Put a 5 in the chat box if anybody understands what I'm saying. Habseem, hello. Pablo, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And Pablo, I did send you an email the other day. I'm hoping somebody can help me with some of those things. Shy Blues, you're writing what, but I don't know what you're whatting about, because there's been a lot of what's going on here today. Pittsburgh in the house. Melanie Weiser, thanks for being here, Mel. They all want us divided because then we're powerless. That's true, Shy Blues. I believe that's absolutely on track. When they can divide, they conquer. And there's just too much power in that. But we have to choose. Like I said, our integrity should never be for sale, right? Nobody can take your integrity from you. I hope you guys understand that. No one can take your integrity away, but you can easily give it away. If you choose to give it away, if you choose not to stick with your value set, that's you giving your integrity away. And that's what we have to kind of come to grips with. Let's see. Hibab. It's called a hibab. Is that what you're saying, Sheriff? Thank you. Haven't seen that post. Melanie, it is, you guys, I don't know if you noticed this. Okay. So really quick, I did post it. It was a picture. It's a picture of a girl. She's got wavy blondish brown hair. She looks young, maybe 20 something. And then she has some chess pieces. If you open the picture up, you can see the chess pieces in front of her. But it's really an interesting. It's a short read, but it's really interesting. Again, that someone's willing to put, that's where their value set is. They're going to put it above the cash. And I think when more of us are willing to do that, then we can make a difference. And again, people say, I'm not going to bother not buying Coke because, I'm not going to make any difference. But we do make ripples, right? You just that we all know the stone in the pond sends ripples all the way across. You making that choice to not have Coke, and maybe you have a Pepsi instead. Doesn't mean you have to get rid of all your drinks, but maybe you have a Pepsi instead, or, maybe you don't like Pepsi either. Maybe you switch beverages. I don't know what you want to do. Like I said, I'm feeling kind of convicted because it's inconvenient for me. I like to have my diet soda, although I have been drinking something from Aldi's. It's like a knockoff thing. I just haven't looked at the label to see if Coke's preparing it. I may go one step further, which will really hurt me. It really will, because where we go, the country club where we around here, they have a nice little restaurant there, and I eat there a lot. They do serve Coke and Pepsi products, but the Pepsi in the fountain isn't working. And I have said, maybe we make the stand, like if you really wanted to make one, and I'm not saying I'm making it yet. I'm throwing it out there because I think maybe I have to, that if we stopped eating in establishments that sold those products on something you wanted to cancel. I'm not talking about what we're talking about here. Big business is pushing its way into politics, and we need to be the dividing line and say, hey, stay out of the politics. Again, stay out of the politics, and how about stop calling people, basically creating racism against white people. We shouldn't be creating racism against any people. But now they think they're justified. The only group of people that you can get away with trying to be racist against is white people, because they list out these things. Oh, they've been the oppressors for all this time. Please don't condemn me for things that may or may not have happened in the past. Obviously, slavery did happen in the past, but there's a lot of confusion on what happened when this country was founded. And I've talked about that before. Charlie Kirk did a great thing with Pastor Jack, going over the history that most people don't know. And I think it's fascinating. And he did it in like 3 minutes. So it's like this power packed, boom, 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 easily referenceable. You can go, research it yourself to recognize that it wasn't well, anyway, I'm getting off into another topic. But the country was not founded on slavery. It was already here. And as a matter of fact, they did what they could to make sure that they phased it out. They didn't eliminate it, even when after the Civil War, that the phase out process was going on there. And we have to give kudos to the people, because can you imagine being Abraham Lincoln? I mean, just think about this for a minute. You are the one that your convictions are so strong that you put your own country into civil war, right? That's where you go with this. That's strong convictions. That's putting your money where your mouth is, right? And knowing there are going to be half of your entire country hates you. Half you're going to be separating fathers and sons and mothers and daughters and brothers and sisters. You're creating a change that has a ripple effect that's ripping people apart. But when it's the right thing to do, you got to do it. You have to stand strong. You have to step up, stand out, and speak. And that's what we're talking about here today. Let's see. Haven't seen that post. Okay. I drink soda once in a blue moon. I wish I only drank it once in a blue moon. I don't know why. I just like a little sweetness there. And, I'm working on it. And I'm hypoglycemic, so I can't have the sugared stuff. But anyway, back to this. So when big business pushes its way into politics, we have a choice. We get to make a decision on if we're going to allow them to continue to do it. I mean, this wasn't happening 20 years ago, right? We didn't have big business telling our legislators what they were going to do. Okay, maybe they did behind the scenes, right? We know that there's a lot of money that gets put into the super PACs and stuff like that, where the the candidates are kind of paid on the back end for doing what they want. But this is bold, right in your face. We don't like that new legislation that you've signed into law. So basically change it, or we're going to be removing revenue sources from you by taking taking baseball out of Atlanta. We're going to be, doing X, Y, and Z. I mean, it's become absolutely nuts. And the big tech, we already know, has some superpowers that they have been taking over and taking control. People, we have to make some choices, and the choices that you have to make are what's going to set you apart, or kind of roll you into what everybody else is doing. Are you okay with it? Are you okay with businesses being the one that get pressuring the politicians into making the decisions they want for their interests, not what we as the people want? We we should all be in up in arms about this. It's outrageous. It is absolutely outrageous. And so what are we going to do? What can we do? Well, we can do stuff like this. Step up, stand out and speak. You can share a piece of content that you might be controversial. You don't have to even say you support it. You can say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And you can give it a chance to figure out who agrees and who disagrees, who's in your camp and who isn't, because I know it's hard. It's hard if you start getting trolled by people. I mean, I've said it before, Twitter is like a cesspool now. I mean, you say anything conservative on Twitter, and you got 500 people jumping on you, and the whole thread is just they just attack you. They don't have any desire, and I'm not saying there's no person on Twitter that has any desire to communicate, but it's just not the same. So I'm going to dive into another piece of this topic that kind of relates, where I can see some people saying, well, what about this? And how come this is okay? So let's talk about for a minute, and I'm going to have to spell some of this stuff out because I'm in the schnitzel box, right? Many of you guys know I've been in the schnitzel box for a long time. My content is all being suppressed. That's why I'm encouraging you guys to come over to HAPS, because, most of you are not seeing it when it comes out anymore because I'm still in the schnitzel box, where like literally my content, the views on content on those other platforms are about, they're about an eighth of what it used to be. So anyway, it's rough. Let's see. It's like the stupid stimulus stuff. They will agree to the stimulus if you give them 2 million for the Kennedy Center. Same thing, except this is even worse. If you guys don't know about that, the new this infrastructure bill that's for creating jobs is an even bigger farce than the COVID relief bill that only had 9% COVID relief in there. I mean, we are letting the politicians and in Washington absolutely destroy our economy and what's happening there. If you don't understand that, please ask some questions. This is atrocious. I've never seen anything like it, and I never would have believed this could happen in the United States. I didn't believe some of those people were, and I'm going to use the word evil again, but I'm going to tell you, I think some of those people are absolutely evil. When you have only your interest at heart and you don't care about anyone else, that it's a problem. It's a problem. You're hired, right? We elected you and you're getting paid a lot of money. I'm not saying that they're billionaires. Well, some of them probably are getting close, right? But I'm saying that they've been elected as these state and local and federal officials to do the will of the people, but they are now trying to like kind of mind control the will of the people, and we're not happy about it. This whole thing with I think Facebook is hiding your content from Melanie. It's hiding it from everyone. I mean, seriously, people that watch my content every single day are not getting the notifications. Even when they go to my page, I can't even always find my stuff. My husband can't find it. It's rough, but it is what it is. I'm here until they kick me off, but that's why I'm on HAPS. So you guys can come, and hopefully HAPS will stay a support system that allows us to talk and be free, and give you guys commentary and give you information based on the information we have. And like I said, we don't have to agree. I'm not asking you to agree. I do enjoy it if you listen, and I listen to you guys. I research the links that you guys send me. I am a truth seeker. I want to know the truth. I'm not here to try and persuade you to go one direction or another. I'm not here to try and tell you you need to cancel Coke, or never ride Delta again, or never go to another major league baseball game or buy any of their paraphernalia. I am here to tell you that we need to start thinking. And the only way we can get our point across is to vote with our dollars, then we need to vote with our dollars, because our dollars are limited. And shopping local, shopping small business, maybe a local team, they would find that really cool to have more fans and more support. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what to think. Telling you to think and giving you some options to think about and say, these are options. And just like what's her name? Whoever it was said, I'm not giving up my Coke. You might be saying, I'm not giving up my baseball. I'm not asking you to. But the more you say it, the more you start watching what's happening. You might choose that on your own, or you might choose something else that creates a small ripple for you and your audience, you and your family, because each ripple can produce more. And that's what we need to do. We need to have some ripples. Um, let's see. Big business will give us something we want to get the votes they want, right? But right now they're not even giving us what we want. They're giving politicians what they want to get the votes they want, but they're not giving us anything. I mean, what are they giving us? What have we gotten? I think yes. Okay, so I know I was going off on a certain area and then I diverted. Excuse me. I forgot where I was going. I'm sure I'll remember in just a second. If you guys remember, drop it in the comment box. But if you guys are new to my platform, please drop your name in the chat so I can say hello. If you're not over here on Haps, go to haps.tv/invite/@VickiFitch, VICKIFITCH, and you can see the other comments of what's going on in here. If you're on, whether it's Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we're on 9 platforms. Just follow me on that platform too, and maybe come over and take a look at that, or go to my website, VickiFitch.com. Join my newsletter list so you can see, because they can't keep me in the schnitzel box on my own email list, right? So if you want to really know what I think, come on over there and we'll talk. Okay, so we were talking about, oh, that's right. I was going to talk to you about a website that I can't say, and even spelling it might get me in trouble. So I'm going to try and talk in code. Our family now goes to our local CBU games instead of professional. Boom, there you go. That's why I said I'm not going to those games. I worked at Anaheim Stadium for over 10 years when I was younger, and loved the Rams, loved the Angels. They were the excuse me. Sorry. Anyway, the Rams were there playing at Anaheim Stadium. So were the Angels. Loved it. I'm so disappointed in all sporting teams, and I am so disappointed in our president that I'm sick to my stomach. Like I said, he's either completely delirious and doesn't know he's doing it, or he's an absolute liar. And both of those turn my stomach, because, I don't have to agree politically with another side, but lying and cheating and stealing and, collusion, all that stuff is so nauseating that none of us want to believe it's even true. Like, we just want to put our head in the sand and say, fix it so we can come out and be happy again. But that's just not really realistic. We got to, it's time for us to start adulting, right? We got to step up, stand out, and speak. We've got to do something and stop being silent. And that's what somebody named MIKE, and then my middle name, in case you guys didn't know it, is Lynn, right? And I use a Dell laptop for writing my books. Now, many of you can put that together, right? So my middle name with my computer.com or .tv is where you'll find some really good stuff that's scarier than heck, but it's right in your face. It's so in your face. The evidence is so in your face that you can't deny it. Now, what evidence is that? Maybe you should check it out, because again, I'm in the schnitzel box. I don't know how long I'm going to be on those other platforms. I really don't, because I'm not going to be silent, and I keep using the same hashtags. As a matter of fact, many of you follow my Step Up, Stand Out, and Speak category on, FB, and now I can no longer even reach it on my computer. I don't know why my phone's still letting me. So if you're following that, you guys need to start following me directly, because it's gone from my options. Now, it could be a glitch and something updating, granted, but I went in 3 different ways to try and get it, and I couldn't save the content. I had to go to my phone. So I'm just saying, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, people. Looking at your Facebook page on another device. Love the people on the beach with the masks on. I know, right, Melanie? Like, people, come on. This is awesome stuff he has. Right, Dale? Thank you so much. So, guys, if you haven't seen that stuff that I'm talking about, and as a matter of fact, I posted something that was fact-checked before I posted it. And think about this for a minute. It was fact-checked before I posted it as false, as fraud, because they have the website, not a document, not this particular movie or, this documentary. the website. That's the only way it could be triggered, right? So as I typed it out, I was sharing this thing. Before I sent it, it pops up a thing and says, this is false content, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to reconsider, right? Do you want to reconsider posting this, or you want to share it anyway? Now, I took a screenshot of that, but I chose to share it anyway because it's true, right? And you can say, how do you know those people aren't lying? I don't, but look at the evidence. Come up with it yourself. Watch the people. Do you think that they're legit? Look at all the evidence laid out. In the next 6 weeks, there's content coming out every week that our buddy ML says is going to be enough that the Supreme Court will have to take the case and stop putting their heads in the sand and stop acting like cowards, because that no one can say there wasn't enough evidence that the Supreme Court should have looked at this, right? I'm not saying that they would have found enough evidence. I think they would have, but I'm not saying that they did. I'm saying that there's no excuse for the Supreme Court not to have looked at it. There are over 50,000 affidavits, from what I understand. There are professionals that are specialists in data and analytics saying these are absolute impossibilities. This is what happened, showing you exactly what happened. It's indisputable. You guys, it will make it at first it might make your head hurt a little bit, but then they get real basic. Look, here's the line of how many people live there. Here's the amount of people that are registered to vote, more people than live there. Here's the amount of people that voted, more than are registered and more than live there. I mean, it's anyway, but it's the double bump. If you'll know what I mean if you watch it. The double bump is what gives it away. So we have to be bold, and we have to stop accepting this unacceptable behavior. People are trying to quell it. And did we see, did any of you see that HB, right? And you guys know that's EO Joe's son, right? HB came out and said in an interview, I don't know if that was mine. It might have been mine. It might have been Russia disinformation. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know about you guys. No matter how many laptops I have, I know if I dropped my laptop off at somewhere, and I know with the content that's on my laptop if it's my laptop or not. How many random strangers, especially when we have the receipt with your signature on it, how many random strangers are going to have video of you doing inappropriate things with young girls on their laptop? I mean, just saying. I mean, that stuff's all there. If you go and use the Brave Duck, and many of you guys know what I'm talking about. If you go use the Brave Duck, you can find the content. Where if you use the alternate that most people are using, you can't see it because it's being suppressed. Let's see. Cancel culture is creating a cancel culture with big businesses. They should be causing us to cancel the big businesses because they're really thwarting our votes. Our votes are telling our legislature what we want, and our legislature is supposed to do it. When big business gets in there, then they're thwarting our own votes. Our family now goes, okay, got that. Looking at your Facebook. Oh, gotcha. Okay, this is awesome stuff. Yes, thank you. I didn't say that, Dale. So you might be in the schnitzel box instead of me. But if you're over here, and Dale, are you here in Haps? Are you on a different app? I think he's here. If you come over to Haps, my buddy Dale there has popped a link in for you. I couldn't open the link above. Just type it in yourself in your browser. But again, you might want to use the Brave Duck. If you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't, send me a private message and I'll help you with that. But it's being blocked. I'm telling you, you get a message. If you look through my feed, you'll see a big message that this is false content over the top of it that came out before I even hit the button. And when it says this is why it's false, click this link if you want to see why it's false. It goes to something else about that same person, but not even about this documentary. It's pre-done. It's absolutely outrageous. You can't find what you're not looking for, right, Dale? Truth. All over the country at the same time. It was crazy. And it is. And again, I am not a conspiracy theorist. For those of you guys who know me, know me. I'm a truth seeker. I was even a little bit, I don't know. I don't know what word I would use exactly, but I came skeptically looking at some of these things and then dug a little deeper and deeper and deeper because that's who I am. Because I want to know the truth. I don't want to be a fool. And I say I don't want to be a fool because I don't want to be making statements that aren't true. And I don't want to put my head in the sand and think, well, just because somebody I trust told me that it must be true. Because everybody can be deceived, or they can trust someone else by accident that was trusting someone else, and it just can kind of go on. So usually that's why I'll say, when I share something out, I'll say, does anybody know if this is true? Like, I don't have time that minute to go research it, but I want to know, because many of you are doing different types of research in different areas, and we can all be collective and help each other. We don't have to be the Lone Ranger. I don't have to do every single piece myself. But if you say, yeah, it is, and you drop me some links I can go research, then it helps me, and then I can help you guys right back. So that's what we do. You got it. Okay, Cher. Not sure, but I think I just got kicked out for a second. Uh-oh. You mean from Haps? Haps isn't doing that to us, right? They're not surprised. Am I in the schnitzel box on Haps too? I will be uploading some additional content on some other platforms. If you guys are following me, you'll know what those are. I am looking at because that person that we've been talking about is launching his own social media platform, and so is the big orange bad man. He's going to be doing his own as well. And so we're going to be divvying up our time and energy onto other platforms, and hopefully removing some of the base of cash, that the cash cows that the other things have become. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yes, thank you so much, Dale. Whoa, I just saw Leland Best. Great seeing you in here. Leland's here? What? Leland, are you here? Hey, Patricia, welcome to the broadcast. Leland, if you're here, why have you not dropped a hey to me? Why not? Okay. All right, guys. I'd like to know what you guys, is there questions that you have? I have, like I said, we've talked about lots of different topics here. Right now, we're talking about big business pushing its way into politics, and we have to be really careful, because that's one of the things that needs to stay separate. We know that they're contributing money, but here, well, let me just drop this bomb on you, just in case y'all didn't know this one. HR1, right? And can we just dive into this for a quick second? If you guys understand, HR is for House of Representatives, right? So when HR1, that's the bill number that it has the absolute top priority for the House of Representatives, right? That's their number one agenda. Now, this administration is coming into a global pandemic where people haven't been working. We signed a $1.9 trillion package to try and help us get out of it, which again was nonsense. But this is what we're going through. We've got, vaccinations. We got to do this. We got to help the American people. But HR1 wants to revamp voting policies. Now, I'm just like, and you might say on the surface, well, yeah, because this is, these are our elections, and without them, none of us can trust the vote and stuff. I 100% agree. But right, those things absolutely need to be done. I'm not sure it would be number one on day one, just like I don't think the trans people be able to, athletes be able to go against the girls, having trans athletes that are identifying as female, that are born male, or identifying female, should be able to, compete against the girls. I don't think that should have been day one executive order material either. I mean, the stuff that's been going over as these emergency things are absolutely ludicrous. They weren't stuff to really help the American people. So when we look at this HR1, and I just wanted to make sure you guys know this, because you probably don't unless you're listening to conservative talk radio, that when people donate money right now to politicians, right? So if they donate $100, and I may have the amount wrong, but any multiplier should make you angry no matter if the multiplier is correct or not. I believe the multiplier is 6. So for every $1 that is donated to a politician, if HR1 passes, the American people, that means you, have to contribute another $6. So if a corporation it gives 600, well, I'm going to screw up my multipliers, right? If they give $600, we, the American people, 6 times 6 is 36, right? We give $3,600. So first of all, why? Because I don't want to contribute to a campaign for people that I don't believe in their values. So I don't want my taxpayer money going to that. And why? I mean, did you guys know this? Tell me if you knew this. Yes or no? Yes, I knew it. No, I didn't. Because that's nuts. Thanks, a newsworthy award. Thank you, Patricia. I really appreciate that. Sorry, what I meant was that Leland was broadcasting here on Haps a few minutes ago. Oh, well, thank you, Patricia. It's okay. I absolutely love to see him too. Let me scroll back and see. And is Orange Man really starting his own social media platform? Yes, I believe he is. I heard from a reliable friend that isn't true. I heard from, I mean, I read an article from him, I believe. I'll have to get back to you on that, Melanie, but I'm pretty sure I read an article on that. And did you see the interview with Laura Trump, his daughter-in-law, interviewed him? I believe she even mentioned it there, but did you guys know that, Marky Mark said, even though she's not in the schnitzel box, they took the interview down. They told her 10 minutes before it was supposed to go live that if she put it up, they were going to take it down because his voice is in it. She hasn't done anything wrong. So now not only is DT not allowed to be on the platforms, you're not allowed to interview them on your shows. So if you had the previous president of the United States on your podcast, nope, episode's not going live, people, or you're not going to be able to do that. What kind of control is that? Are you guys hearing me? So she hasn't done anything wrong, but because he's on it, they took it down. And this is, like I said, you can find that, just research it. You'll find that all over the place. I know Sean Hannity talked about it. I know Tucker Carlson talked about it. Everybody on the Daily Wire is talking about it. Let's see. My only question is, why is Mr. Brain dead is still in power? Well, I think they're trying to let him get through this first 100 days because otherwise they're going to make it look even worse. But he's teetering on the edge. I don't even know if he's going to make it that long. I mean, we're close, right? What day are we on now? Let's see. We're getting, what are we at? 68, 78? Maybe we're at 99. I don't even know. But that would be my guess. They're trying to leave him in there for as long as they can. Sorry, what I meant was that, okay, gotcha. Newsworthy award. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. Our voting needs to be more secure than our borders. I see them as the same. Well, I agree, Cher, but I think our borders have to come first. Because only because the borders are done, right? There was less than 3 weeks of work left and it was already 100% paid for. Did you guys know that too? It's already 100% paid for. And the Biden administration cut off that. As a matter of fact, I think there's some penalties attached to the fact that they won't let him do it. It was just the sections of wall that the trucks were using to go in and out of that needed to be done. Less than 3 weeks worth of work. So, and our borders need to be shut down because this is nuts. If you guys saw the other articles I post, they are busing people in the hotels. They've done that. This $86 million. They're getting hotels. We are doing in-person learning for illegal immigrants, but our own kids are not getting in-person learning here in California. I don't know how what's going on with Texas. I know they're fighting this. This is nuts. This is all crazy stuff that is being shoved down our throat because most people do not want this. They don't agree that this is the right way to handle things. And things are, like I said, things are rough. He said it himself. Yes, he is starting his own platform. Thanks, Dale. And what are we doing with all of these voting machines under the control of Middle Eastern countries? Good question. And if you watch the link that Dale posted for you, the one, my middle name and my computer I use for my book writing, .tv, if you go there, you will see, I'm telling you, watch that. Watch even the first 15 minutes of it and just watch it. Just watch it and then tell me what you think. I mean, it's not going to kill you to watch an hour of TV. You're probably watching TikToks and watching stuff, and just watch it and tell me what you think. Let's see. The whole goal of Mr. Brain Dead is to get, what's her name, into his position. Yeah. Well, I think that's true. I mean, he calls her President Harris, so I think we know where that's all going. Well, I guess if he's banned, he's banned. It probably doesn't matter whose show he's on. Yeah, but not true. Think about that. Why is he banned? His account was banned because they didn't want him spewing rhetoric. But the Ayatollah Khomeini, he's still got his stuff on. We got all kinds of terrorists threatening to kill people, doing actual murders and horrible things. Their accounts are still there, but we've banned him. So what? So now no news outlet can have him on? No media outlet? I mean, that's completely silencing someone. Even a person, a murderer that's in jail, we still get to hear his voice. We still get to hear what happens. I mean, that's suppression in a way that's outrageous. I mean, that's not something our country has ever done before or should be doing. I mean, it's certainly not part of the makeup of our country. Better witch pudding, Ms. Oh, I know. Ugh. Yeah, that's scary. Hello from Tampa. Retta Moore in the house. Hey, darling. Ma'am, let's get on stage and debate respectfully. I would love to, Retta. I'd absolutely love to do that. If you guys don't know my sweet friend, and you guys know everybody's respected here. Retta and I have definite differences on, and I tried to do your topic the other day, but you didn't show up, so I couldn't do it. Wait, Vicky. Fox calls Trump and they talk. Yes, right. But do you know what they did, right? They took Laura Trump. They let his voice be heard on Fox. They took the thing they told Laura Trump, and you'll see, you can't find it on there anymore. Facebook took it down. He did a one-on-one live interview with his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, when she was going to post it. It wasn't live. She recorded the interview. When she went to post it, Facebook told her, if you post this, we will take it down, that they don't want him up there. That's nuts. She's not banned. There should be no content of hers that they're taking down. It's not violating any policy. He's not inciting violence. He's not doing anything. That's just wrong. That's full on suppression. Don't you agree, Retta? So you're saying NBC News don't put Trump. Yes, they do, and others. No, I don't know where you're at in the conversation. I know we have a little bit of a delay. So let me know after you just heard what I just said about that interview and tell me if we're on the same page. They took the interview down. Facebook refused to allow it to be there. So the Laura Trump, and you can see this is all over the media. It's not me making this up. You can go check it out. They told her that they were going to take it down. She put it up. They took it down. So, that's suppression. Do you think? I mean, Retta, do you think that's okay? Do you think that they should take her interview down with someone, because they don't want his voice heard on the platform? I mean, remember, the reason that they're protected is because they are supposed to be a bulletin board, right? They're not supposed to be producers. They're not supposed to be the editors. They are supposed to allow us to do this, and they just have gone rogue. He needs to disguise his voice. But he was in person. He was there live in person with her. So just keeping that in mind. All right. Any other questions you guys have? Again, I really do appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't hit the share button, hit the share button. Even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, like Retta said, we can have we can have a debate. We can have a conversation. Just like I wish we were in, you know what we should, Retta, we should do an on-air one, but we're just kind of figuring it out. If they silence him, they can silence us. Right. And we already know they can. I'm being silenced. Look at, like I said, I can see it right now. I have 2 people on my page. We used to have 200, right? But I can't get there. Nobody knows I'm there. Even people that are waiting for the broadcast, they have to go and look and search to find it. I think Retta is thinking NBC TV. We are talking about Facebook, Retta. Yes, maybe he popped in late and he didn't know that we're talking about Facebook blocking that interview. So maybe you weren't sure, because I don't know at what moment you actually popped in. It says 5 minutes ago, so I think we were talking before that. Anybody else? Let's see. Have you met Retta's identical twin yet? His name is Yassine. I have not. I haven't met Retta either, like in person. Okay. Any other questions? You guys, again, drop your name in the comments. If you haven't come over to Haps, haps.tv/invite/@VickyFitch. Come on over. If you haven't gone to my website, go to my website as well. Join my newsletter list so you guys can stay in touch with me even when I'm in the schnitzel box. You can find out what other platforms we're on, what we're doing, and just kind of keep up with the times. Again, I will always try and treat you with dignity and respect. I hope that you guys will all treat each other with dignity and respect as well. And that we can kind of come in from both sides and try and come up with a bridge so we can bridge the gap. That was a quick, I know, right? Share, it does go fast. Swing Trade, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for subscribing. Okay, let's have a debate with Chris Wallace and debate. I don't want anything to do with Chris Wallace. I think Chris Wallace is a dweeb. I mean, I'm honest. You and I need to talk about that right there. But I want to have clips. See, Retta, you probably know how to use this better than I do. I want to be able to put my clips in here that we can play so we can have intelligent conversations instead of having to go look them up. So who's gonna give me instructions on how to get the things in here? Or I need my HAPS peeps to give me access to load the things I need to. Um, if these states verifying their elections and find T1, what do they do? You know what, Dale? That's what I've been asking. I'm trying to get that answer. So if anybody knows the answer, not just rhetoric, but knows, let's just play devil's advocate just for a minute, right? Because I believe that that the Supreme Court makes some of the decisions they do to try and protect the country, right? I think the decisions they made with this stuff were kind of outrageous in my personal opinion. But so what do we do if all of this stuff is proven? Let's just for one moment assume that there was widespread voter fraud, right? Just for a minute. Like I said, we talked about where that information comes from. Let's just assume it for a minute. If they prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that there absolutely was widespread voter fraud and that Donald Trump won the election by a landslide, what do they do? What are the rights? Can they void the election and put him in power? Can they do this? Do you just have to wait? I don't know the answer to that. It's an absolutely fascinating question because I don't think there's any statute of limitations on fraud or intentional deceit and those kind of things. And I would think, just from an integrity standpoint, if it was proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the wrong person was in office, that person wouldn't want to give up their job, but would want to honor, you know, honor honor that if they knew it beyond a shadow of doubt. But I don't know. It's a super good question. I asked my husband the other day and I was like, what do they do? Because it's so unprecedented. Let's see, Mr. T. There you go. If these states verify, yeah, Mr. T. I like that. Let's do that. Let's call him Mr. T. Just like that they did with the 14th Amendment. What, Birdman? What are you referring to? Ernie Santos, welcome to the broadcast and thank you for subscribing. Void all of the fake presidents EOs. Well, that definitely would happen. Like if Mr. T got put in place of EO Joe, then obviously I don't know if automatically all that stuff would become null and void. Like I said, it's an absolutely um intriguing question. What do you do in something that, and maybe it's already built in the Constitution, maybe it's all there, I don't know, but I'm actually fascinated to find out. Your middle name and computer proves it, right? That's what I believe. I believe that Roe v. Wade was a decision made by Supreme Court to uphold 14th Amendment and right to privacy. Okay, so but Birdman, what's your point in this conversation? Like, I'm sure you're tying it into something, but I'm not sure what you're saying because we've been talking about elections, we've been talking about big business pushing its way into politics. So I'm not sure where Roe v. Wade's coming in with that. And I know we're talked about the Supreme Court, right? So help me understand, help me bridge that gap. Okay, I only have about 2 more minutes, guys, so pop in those chats. Retta, I'm totally up for having a debate with you. Not with Chris Wallace. I got to figure out how, I don't know who could commentate. I think we could probably be adult enough to commentate ourselves. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. To be honest with you, Vicky, I was never into politics until Trump became president. Retta, I was a little bit, but not as much as I am now. So I will be totally honest with you there too. So maybe we're coming in a good position to where the background, the depth of background previous to this and why we started digging in is the same. Because I think, I have a lot of respect for you, and I believe that you probably are a truth seeker too. As a reporter or somebody who wants I think you probably want the truth too. I want the truth. I'm a truth seeker. If if the truth was that, the opposite of what I think it is, I want to know that. I'm not going to like it, but I still want to know it because I don't want to put my head in the sand. I was agreeing that Supreme Court was established to uphold the Oh, thank you, Birdman. Appreciate it. Love your show. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate that as well. Cher says you can get 3 people on screen at a time for the debate. You, Retta, and the referee. Retta, do you think we need a referee, or do you think we can do it on our own? Wait, so you're saying you are into much news now because Biden became? No, no. I became more on Trump. No, I'm saying that prior to Trump running in 2012, I did not. Let me say. Wait. Let me back that up. No, that's you know what I meant, right? Prior to Trump running in the election, I accepted the parties of who they are, Democrat or Republican. I used to consider myself a Demopublican way back, when I was 18, 19, 20. I believed in some of the social things. I definitely believe in helping people that need help. My husband and I ran a nonprofit for a long time. I'm working on my new nonprofit. I believe in helping people, and I also believe in the Bible that to whom much is given, much will be required, and that it's our responsibility to do a lot. But part of what we're responsible to do is help other people learn how to do what they need, not to caretake for them and do everything for them, but to teach them. Kind of like don't give the man a fish, teach him to fish, right? So he can eat forever. I believe in those two things, and I believe in entrepreneurism and business and capitalism to bringing those two things together. So I did not like Donald Trump when he ran. I thought he was a pig. I remember when the whole scandal with him and Marla Maples came out, and I was disillusioned with who he was as a person. I think he's crass. Um, but I began to like him during the election. I mean, not during the election process. Him and Hillary. I used to call myself embarrassed American. I thought him and Hillary, they were embarrassing. It was humiliating to watch the two of them. And then through his presidency, first of all, he's the first president in my lifetime that I can recall that actually kept his promises and actually went after his promises. Look at EO Joe, what he's done. My gosh, I'm not going to take your guns. Yes, I am. I'm not going to do this. Yes, I am. I'm not going to do this. Yes, I am. I mean, I've never seen somebody flip flop so much. And he did say one time, and then the next time he'd say something else during the election. So it's not that I'm surprised that he did it, but he talks out both sides of his mouth. I just like I said, I'm not even sure he's completely coherent about what he's saying, but I find him difficult to deal with. But I didn't like Trump. I started watching him come through on his promises. I thought he needed to round the edges of his tweets. Sometimes I wanted to tell him to just shut up. Like in some of the debates, I was saying to myself, please just shut up, shut up, shut up, right? But his style got some unlikely people to believe in him and watch him. And, I do believe you are enough just the way you are. I believe that God gave him the talent he gave him for a reason. And I actually began to like the man. The old man, we all have our old selves. We've all done stuff we're not so proud of and, may not on the scale that what he did, but I believe everybody deserves a chance. And as I watched him keep his word and I watched him on the value set that was in alignment with mine, I got deeper into it. And as he was, when the media would show something horrible that he said, I would be like, what? So I'd go look and say, that can't be. And then I'd look and see the video, the clip, and say, what the heck? They completely took it out of context on purpose, or they completely changed the context by taking a snippet. And I started to see what he meant by, the fake news, because it was fake news. I mean, it was deliberately made to make him look bad. And so I started watching the C-SPAN and started watching the hearings and this, and I was appalled at what was happening and why you couldn't find information in the mainstream media, like even here in California, about the $1 billion mask deal that Gavin Newsom did that we still haven't seen. And then they just fall into oblivion because it's like a pinball game. There's so many things we're constantly looking at. None of us can focus long enough to make these people accountable for anything. And that's what I meant. So that's when I started to dive into politics and start to understand it and stop listening to the media and doing my own research, right? I'd listen to the mainstream media, I'd listen to conservative radio, I'd go look for myself and come with my own conclusions. All right. And let's see. Yes, 2000. Yes, that's why I said 2012. And I go, wait, no, that's not what I meant. Because I was going back to Hillary and anyway, but yes, 2016, 2020 for Trump. If they could prove that Brain Dead won, I would just move on, but they can't. He lost big. Dale, I agree with you. I know people say that that's nuts, but like I said, if you watch the link that we were talking about, watch it. Retta, I need you to watch that for me. I need you to watch the link that we were talking about And if you don't know, I think we're friends on Facebook, aren't we, Retta? If we're not, can you send me an invite? I mean, a friend request, so I can send you some links. Because I'm already, like I said, I'm already in the schnitzel box. Every time I post that link or say it and they transcribe it, I get myself in more trouble. I am not a guy who will get mad if we debate. Right, me neither, Retta. I'm not. I don't get mad. I'm not going to call you names, and I assume you're not going to call me names. We're going to act like adults, and we can agree to disagree. So I don't think we need a referee. I'd love to do it. Retta, she has been doing this for several years now. Yeah, but Retta has been doing. I mean, he's a reporter. He's a journalist, aren't you, Retta? I don't like his personality, but love his business for the American people first. Right. I agree. Although I'm liking his personality more, um, I I didn't like it at all before at all. That's a good metaphor, pinball machine. Yeah, that's how I feel, Dale. I do feel, but like I said, you turn stuff on and you're like this, and nothing ever gets finalized because there's 10 more balls going and nobody ever has time to dive in and finish it. Can I post it again on here? Yes, yeah, you can post it on here. I don't think that hurts me, and if it does, I don't care. Like I said, but yes, Greta, go to this. Dale's going to post it again. Go to that link and watch the new thing that just came out. You might have seen the original one. Watch the one that just came out. It's a 1 hour. It's an hour. I know I'm asking you to do an hour, but I want to know what you think of that, because I found it extremely, extremely compelling. And I think you'll see why when you watch it. And tell me if you did watch it, because I am going to end the broadcast in just a sec. I'm just waiting for Reddit to comment. Would you guys like to see that? Like I said, two people that are coming from completely opposite sides and yet still will treat each other with dignity and respect and have a conversation. I had someone that's really far left, right? I consider myself conservative for sure. But this person asked me when all this stuff started coming out to go on a show with him. And I said, yeah, I'll do that. And then he decided to try and put parameters on me and said, okay, well, you cannot agree to disagree. And I said, I think we might have to on some issues. And he's like, that's an excuse. It's just an excuse. And I was like, well, I'm not going to fight with you about it. I'm not going to, yes, thank you, Dale. Okay, I'll check it out. And I did comment previous comment. You did comment previous comment? I don't know what that meant. But send me a friend request. It's under Vicky Hainault Fitch, Hainault, Fitch, Vicky.Hainault Fitch. I don't know. Retta, you're here, right? I think you're here. Vicky.Hainault Fitch. That sent a comment that you may have not read it yet. I don't know. It's not showing up here then if you did. I think I read them all. But that is my that's where I want you to send me a friend request on Facebook. And then I will send you some links or whatever, or we can chat and figure out the day. Like I said, do you use your Twitter? No, not right now because it's a cesspool over there. Really. I mean, I get any comment that is conservative, I get attacked. But I am on there. I do post stuff, but not much because like I said, I don't have enough time to deal with the 3,800 people that don't even know what they're talking about and just kind of jump on a bandwagon. I was never into politics, never. But I like to know what's going on. Student journalist, journalism field. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Still in college. Okay, gotcha, Retta. So so you have the basics down of journalism is a truth seeker, right? So we can, and like I said, I'm not going to come into this like some formal thing with questions, but I just want to jump in and talk. And if I don't know the answer or you don't know the answer, we can jot it down. It doesn't mean we're going to say, oh, see, this it's not a presidential debate. It's a conversation between two sides of what's going on. And, and we can bring, we can bring multiple levels of things in there. I don't know I don't remember what nationality you are, but we're male and female, different. I believe we're different nationalities, if I remember correctly. You're still in college and I'm, a little over 22. So we have a bunch of diverse things. She's asking if you still live in Morocco. I think he was living on the East Coast. Weren't you on the East Coast, Retta? I think you were on the East Coast for a bit. But anyway, we've got we have a bunch of different things that we can blend in, and like I said, and still treat each other with dignity and respect. We're not going to agree, but we can agree to disagree. Florida, that's what I thought, Retta. We can agree to disagree. And I was telling you that other person said, no, we can't do that. It cannot, it has to be, we have to hash it out. But I don't think, you have, hey, Alhambra, welcome to the broadcast. Vince, it's great to see you. That I don't think that we have to hash things out. I think we can have a conversation, and we both might come to some different conclusions. We can build a bridge. I hope I can be on here after she watches it. I would love to hear what she has to say. Are you talking about Retta? Okay. Whoops. Okay, sorry. There we go. Yeah, that's why I was at long time no see. Vicky, how are you? I'm great, Vince. How are you? If you guys haven't subscribed to me here on Haps, make sure you do. Otherwise, subscribe to me on whatever platform you're on. But I'm in the schnitzel box on every platform every day. I'm always in trouble. So come on over here to haps.tv/invite/@Vicky Yeah, Retta's a guy. That's why I was saying it's male, female. I think we're different ethnicities. I'm West Coast, he's East Coast, etc., etc. Thank you for subscribing, Vince. I appreciate it. Guys, it won't be tomorrow that we'll do this. We'll have to plan it out. I got to check my schedule this week because I'm pretty sure Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I'll be on. I'm not sure about Friday because you guys don't usually come. You guys don't hang out with me on Fridays. Like, you're not very nice to me on Friday. Like, maybe you have a life or something. So I don't know if I'm going to come on Friday. Anyway, but Retta and I will communicate. And if anybody else wants to participate in that afterwards, like I said, I think one-on-one or having a dual person thing, and we can I mean, like send out things and letting people know. So we can have both sides come in. And again, I will ask my people, treat people with dignity and respect. When we have somebody who has a different idea and a different concept of what's happening or what they feel, they're usually going to bring their fans too, and their fans might be argumentative, but I'm asking you can have a conversation, side conversations with them, but don't attack. That's not what we do. Let's not act like that. Let's act like adults. No problem, Vicky, and hope you will subscribe to me back. I will, Vince, absolutely. My wife hates this kind of talk. Oh, she hates what? She hates politics? Anyway, but yeah, my husband says it stresses him out because when I try and tell him all of it, he's like, "This you have too much information in your brain, honey." So I get to gotcha. That's why I get to talk to you guys. We get to share, we get to talk. Again, I hope you guys will do me a solid, share out the content. If you guys have some rewards over here, if you're over here, you'll get free coins and stuff for logging in every day. Log into your account, even if you haven't live streamed. Use it to support broadcasters like myself or other people that you enjoy. Let's support people. We're talking about cash, right? I mean, these are very tiny amounts of cash, but you put your money where your mouth is. Start supporting things that you believe in, and maybe considering doing less of things that you don't believe in. That's what she tells me to, right? I totally get that, Dale. Too much information. My husband does that sometimes. I'll go, hey, can I put on Ben Shapiro or whatever when we're eating lunch? And then he'll go, yeah. Or then I'll be like, can we just listen to some music or just talk or something? Because he can't take it. But hey, I respect that too. We all have our different strengths and things that we really enjoy, and communicating and learning and having discussions is one of mine. So again, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific. And until then, I want to remind you, like I always do, to dream it, believe it,